Hey everybody, what's up? My name is Doug, and today I bring news of another pretty good collection of 5950 caps that has showed up on lids.com recently. Now these things just kind of pop up every now and then. I happen to catch them usually when I'm browsing certain teams on lids.com, but I don't see a lot of fanfare or splash pages with some of these collections. And to be honest, I don't really monitor Fanatics or Fans Edge because the same stock is generally available at Lids. But anyways, these just kind of pop up, and I wanted to share this one because I think it's a pretty good one, and you might find some caps you like in this one. Now, the basics of this collection is that it is a standard 5950 with the exception that it has a gray undervisor. All 30 MLB teams get one cap, so it's a pretty standard collection. Every team is represented. It is 100% polyester cap. Of course, it's imported construction, and there are no side patches of any type. So the current dominant trend of side patches does not appear in this collection, which is again at odds with a little bit Lids public image right now. There's a lot of energy expended in broadcasting some of the newer collections with undervisor colors or side patches, and meanwhile you get some of these little gems cropping up under the radar. Why did they call this collection the scored collection? Well, one definition of the word scored is to abrade or scratch up a surface, usually when you're preparing that surface for some sort of adhesive. To score something usually means you're scrubbing it and leaving lines in certain directions. And the way they've executed this on the caps is really to put kind of a crosshatch stitch pattern in some of the logo elements of the 30 MLB teams. So what results is almost like a faded or ghosted image of some elements of the logo. Now on the darker caps, this gets even more effective because in my opinion, when you take a lighter accent color and you use it around the edges of the logo, it almost gives it sort of a glowing look. I would say like the Florida Marlins is a great example of this, where it just seems like there's a source of light somewhere around the corner of the logo, and it's kind of bleeding around the edges of the logo. So it gives a really nice effect. In addition to the ones that look kind of faded, these are the ones that I would call kind of luminous in their approach. When the faded approach works, like on the Cincinnati Reds cap, I think it's very effective. It kind of looks like a vintage sign that was painted on the side of a building and it's just shown years and years of wear where the paint's chipped off and stuff. The C of the Reds is left red to match the cap, and then you get kind of this ghostly drop shadow around it, and it gives it a nice low-key tonal approach, and I really like this Reds cap. Now a bonus on this entire collection is the team's standard logo in the standard colors, full resolution, etc. appears on the back directly where the MLB Batterman usually appears. I would say this is a pretty exemplary group right here between the Blue Jays, Rays, and Rangers. In particular, I would point out the Rays design, which I love the extra components of the sky blue. Normally, that's a very thin element under the white on their standard on-field cap, but here in this presentation, you really get a sense for the sky blue that's a part of their colorway. It is really kind of more of a tonal cap approach, but you get that kind of nice ghostly shadow of the sky blue outlining the TB. So I think this is a great example of this collection. Now, a second group that I thought was really nice is what I would call kind of the luminous logos. And that is what I was talking about earlier, where on the darker caps and with a brighter accent color, it almost seems like there's a slight source of light around the logo and it's just kind of bleeding around the edges. It kind of gives the impression that it's being illuminated. And these three teams here do a great job of that. Marlins, beautiful color on the black cap. The Diamondbacks, it really seems like it's glowing from the center of the A and up. And then even the Astros with that orange accent on the navy cap, it really makes the H and the star outline stand out and pick up kind of this backlit sensation. Now, when this design does not do so well is where it gets a little messy, maybe a little blurry or smudged if you want to call it that. You can see that the White Sox gets a little muddy. And also the Padres kind of fade right to left when you look at the cap. And so it's just not as crisp a definition for those overlapping letters that you expect to see. Now, when it comes to the Orioles, I think it's a shame, but this is probably the worst cap in the batch, because when I look up close at this logo, it seems that the Oriole has been vaporized and there's wind starting to blow half of him away, molecules in the wind. It's either that or he's entered a teleporter and he's trying to move himself to another world where the AL East is not so loaded. I can't figure out what's going on with this, but it is not a good execution of the cap. It should not go unnoticed that there seems to be a tendency with this collection of riffing a little bit in the same general direction. So I'll put up 3 collections on the screen. I would like to tell you that these have all come out in 2021, and I would invite you to spot the real differences between these 3 collections. They do have some unique elements to them, but they are getting very much the same. There was the gradient feel. There was also the color dupe collection. Both of these seem to be selling reasonably well. And now we've got this scored collection. So in this case, it just seems that there has been a thread found and they're following that thread to its logical conclusion. Hopefully we'll see some more dynamic designs continue to come out. Lids and others are definitely holding the line on pricing for these. I think this entire collection lists out on the website at $38.99, which is great because I think it's almost to the point where I'm going to have to do another video about pricing with some of the things that are going on in the market right now. But it's good to know that these are 39 bucks. And if you go through Lids, of course, your access pass will still get you the discount on this collection. So down below in the description, I've got links to plenty of my other videos that show you how to get the most out of your fitted caps. And as always, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.